Making good espresso coffee is a science, and today we have the technology. Professional machines balance temperature and steam pressure to produce espresso with kick and crema. To make a professional espresso machine, computer program tools carve high-carbon steel sheets into different shapes, creating parts that will be the framework for the espresso machine. The tooling also cuts holes for screws, bolts, and components like the steam tap. An employee then serves up a freshly cut control panel to a hydraulic press machine. It bends the panel to the correct profile and creates tabs for assembly. This is before and after bending. After bending the other panels, they assemble the framework. The worker attaches a receptacle to capture and contain water runoff. He installs meters that will control the flow of water, releasing the correct amounts for long or short espressos. He turns the base right side up and screws the side framework to it. He attaches the front panel to the sides. The espresso machine's framework is now in place. Next up are the group heads, the parts that will shower pressurized hot water through the tamped ground coffee. The worker installs valves that will regulate the flow of the water. They'll also release built-up pressure so that the filter holders can be removed after brewing. The group heads fit into slots in the front of the framework. He secures them to it with nuts at the back. He now places a substantial copper and brass boiler in the espresso machine chassis and connects the water lines. The tank will generate steam to froth milk for cappuccinos and also supply hot water for tea. Heat exchangers run through the boiler to supply the hot water for brewing. He connects copper pipes to the heat exchanger outlets on the boiler and links them to the group heads. The pipes have been pre-bent in order to route them into the group heads. He tightens the fitting for the hot water tap. The pump that pressurizes water is next. He screws it to one side of the framework. A worker then wires the electronics to the front of the machine. The employee fits the control panel to the front framework. He slips rubber molding around the protruding steam levers to trim them up and screws knobs onto the levers. He tucks a heating element into the upper part of the machine. This element is for warming cups stacked on the top, because espresso will stay hotter if served in warm cups. A worker then encases the steel espresso machine in polycarbonate molded panels. These plastic parts have a slightly rounded profile and make the espresso machine look less boxy. He seats a steel drip tray under the group heads. And he places the cup tray over the heating element. The machine is ready for the filter basket holders. They're equipped with winglets, which hook into the group heads. This professional espresso machine can now be put to the test. He confirms that there are no leaks in the hydraulic circuitry and that the machine is in good working order. After all that work, it's time for a coffee break.